Welcome back. Last week we aired a half-hour special called MIA's Forgotten Workers. We focused on one company in particular, Yulin America. As a result of our story, both American and Delta Airlines now say they are investigating the allegations of employees being abused and threatened by Yulin. The mayor of Miami-Dade County has assigned the airport director to examine the claims against Yulin as well. But perhaps most striking of all is that more workers, many of whom had said they were afraid to speak out, are now coming forward to tell their stories. Last week, two members of Congress, Donna Shalala and Frederica Wilson, held a roundtable discussion with some of those workers.
But I'm angry because what I heard was OSHA violations, miserable working conditions, insensitive managers, and a company that doesn't recognize people as human beings. I'm just astonished.
Congresswomen Donna Shalala and Frederica Wilson reacting to the testimony they heard from a group of airport workers employed by a company called Yulin America.
The owners of Yulin, the Spanish company and the Spanish family, ought to be ashamed when they hear these stories because they treat their workers better in Spain than they treat them here in the United States, and that simply is unacceptable.
Airlines contract with Yulin America to provide an array of services at airports up and down the East Coast. At MIA, American Airlines hires Yulin to clean the cabins between flights. Delta uses Yulin employees for loading and unloading baggage. Yulin also provides various airline wheelchair and customer service representatives. Yulin was the focus of a CBS Miami investigation on Sunday that revealed how Yulin workers say they are forced to work long hours without a break, do not have easy access or reliable access to drinking water, and are at risk from faulty equipment and unsafe vehicles.
I am stunned, that's number one, and I'm distraught, and I'm angry. Let's say I'm mad that this is taking place in my city, in the airport that I travel in at least twice per week. And to know all of this is going on under my nose, and I did not know. So I'm grateful to CBS News and you for bringing it forward.
Esteban Barrios, who was in the original CBS Miami report, spoke at the hearing Wednesday, saying that because the company does not provide enough breaks or crews to load or unload baggage, injuries are common.
No paramos, seguimos tomando analgésicos para contrarrestar el dolor del cuerpo.
But we don't stop. We take medicine to control the pain, and we continue working.
Yo personalmente me he lastimado varias veces, cosas pequeñas, por ejemplo, torceduras del dedo, el hombro, el cuello. Pero bueno, seguimos trabajando porque no podemos parar, claro.
I myself have had injuries. I've twisted fingers, my hands, my shoulders, my neck, but I continue working.
A veces sentimos que nos tratan como si fuésemos máquinas y no seres humanos.
Sometimes we feel like they treat us as if we were machines, not human beings.
One woman who cleans cabins spoke about how she can work 7 or 8 hours and only be given a break at the end of her shift. She described how one of her coworkers, who was pregnant, fainted because she had not been able to take a break for food or water. She said she called the supervisor when it occurred.
I said, please call rescue. He said to wait to see if she felt better.
She's pregnant.
She's pregnant. We gave her juice. We tried to fan her until she felt better. I feel like it's a lack of respect to her health.
She said workers are afraid to speak up.
We're scared to lose our jobs. We just want the airport to be better.
Queremos poder hacer nuestro trabajo correctamente
We want to be able to do our jobs correctly
y ganar lo suficiente para alimentar a nuestra familia.
and to earn enough money to be able to feed our families.
It's very clear to me that this company is taking advantage of these people because they're immigrants. It borders on racism, and it's simply unacceptable.
Nevertheless, spurred by the CBS Miami report, additional workers have come forward.
It was amazing. Your story really helped make more people brave. Many more workers from the airport told their stories, shared them.
County Commissioner Eileen Higgins, who described how she felt intimidated and threatened by Yulin officials when she toured the airport back in December, said the county needs to continue to pressure both the airlines who hire Yulin as well as Yulin itself to change.
Stories I heard today were even stronger than the ones that workers had felt comfortable telling me in the past, so I was tearing up a couple of times.
And American Airlines, which last week declined to comment on the complaints by Yulin workers, today issued a more forceful statement. We take the allegations against Yulin seriously, and American does not condone the behavior that Yulin employees are claiming. We strive to work with business partners whose practices are aligned with our fundamental principles of human respect and care. If these accusations are proven to be factual, we will need to reevaluate the work Yulin does for us. Now, Yulin America had refused to discuss the issues with CBS Miami when we were reporting the story last week. On Thursday, however, in the wake of mounting criticism, Yulin America issued the following press release. As you can see, it is titled, Yulin America Refutes Union Campaign Involving Miami International Airport. They deny they have done anything wrong and blame a few disgruntled employees. They accuse the Service Employees International Union with spreading false claims about Yulin in an attempt to build support for themselves. The company maintains that employees are treated with dignity and respect, and the CEO of Yulin, Xavier Rebel, is quoted as saying, Yulin America cares deeply about our workforce, and we are firmly committed to providing them with a work environment and procedures that meet or exceed industry standards. In response to Yulin's press release, a county commissioner, Eileen Higgins, tweeted out, not what I've noticed. As you will recall, Higgins has met with Yulin workers, examined their equipment, and said she felt personally threatened and intimidated by Yulin officials when she toured the airport. CBS Miami has invited Yulin CEO Rebel to appear on this show whenever he wants to personally address the allegations. We'll be right back after the break.